Hi there, and thank you for clicking on my video. I'm going to attempt to make this a shorter video, but I wanted to share my current passive way of making plat. The plat video that I made before was long and wordy, and I was just trying to give as many examples as possible for a new player on how they could make plat. But to be honest, it's not my current method of making plat. Um, when it works, it's easily a couple thousand plat a week. But the main benefit of it is this is a mutually beneficial way of making plat. As a clan lead, and this is more directed toward a more experienced player, say you have a clan or an alliance or whatever that is more geared toward newer players, like teaching them the ropes and everything. One of the worst things after learning how to mod in Warframe is learning to trade. And there are many reasons for this, but just to cover it real quick, one of the issues that new players have is they try to go to trade chat. And let's be honest, it's garbage. Um, we know to go to Warframe Market and Riven Market if you're doing Rivens. So one of the clan leads in the Alliance was trying to sell stacks of mods and arcanes because they were resource rich. So we refined the way of doing it. So shout out to Dark Gamer, who's currently in my clan. For the original, was the progenitor of this idea, and it has since been refined. But basically, what it was is if you're an endgame player, you're obviously resource rich. We're all sitting on stacks of crap. So, to give an example, or let me go back. The current way that I make most of my plat is by actually helping newer players make plat in the process. The issue that new players have is when they go out to farm something and they need to make money for slots or maybe money for like a Syandana or something. So they don't need much, and let's be honest, new players don't need much. Um, if they need weapon slot, Warframe slot money, anything that a new player could do, an more experienced player in my position can do probably several times faster than them. So the way that we refined to get this done and to make it mutually beneficial, because my clan is basically for newer people, teaching them how to do Warframe, scaling them up, teaching them how to play the game. But it's a social clan at its core, but that brings in newer people. Is I and since then a couple other more experienced players would or would basically give first time a full trade of say like galvanized chambers to a new player, and it would basically be for free. And what we would tell them is this first trade is free. We tell them about the Warframe market, we tell them about pricing, we tell them about undercutting to ensure it sells fast, because a lot of times it's not really how valuable something is. If you can sell 3 galvanized chambers a day, that's 240p a day right now. But obviously you have to have the endo and credits to back it up, and that's where the issue is that the stuff that is farmable and is sellable, you have to have the resources also to make that happen. And maxing mods is an expensive process. Um, so I would then give them flat out for free a full trade of galvanized chambers. And I might even have to do like a run or two through Index so they can afford the trade tax that DE institutes. But I would tell them with the understanding, hey, listen, I'm going to give them to you the first time. When you sell them, make sure to keep half the money. So if in the next situation you come down the road, you need like 200-300p, you're more than welcome to come back to me and buy the next trip off me. But I will sell them to you full trades only, 6 of them. But I will sell them to you for like half price or like third price, basically whatever I'm feeling. So let me give you an example. Say, let's see, chamber. Okay, so right now, August 4th, 2022. Say I was going to help out a new bro. Okay. People are buying for 62. They want to buy 53. Obviously, somebody's got a racket going. I can max this mod no issue. I don't have the credits right now to max 6 of them. But that's just a couple profit taker runs. It's nothing. For a new player, maxing this mod might take them days. So, to take advantage of this, where it's way quicker for me to do something than it is for them, a full trade of these would sell on the market at its current price for $510. At most, I would sell them to a new player after they have already sold the initial amount for say $250 to $200. If they're a good seller and they're getting into it, listen, let's make some money, baby. Okay, sell them to them for $200, sell 6 at a time, because for me, it's more worthwhile to have the plat per trade up than it is for me to sit in front of my trade kiosk in my dojo waiting for an ADP sale. I can make the credits and endo faster than they can sell it. Right? So with this, they say 85 times 6. They would be getting 510 for a full set for a full trade, but I would be getting a little under half. So the new player makes plat, and more importantly, the new player gets the experience of a positive trade environment, selling something of value. Everybody remembers being a new player trying to sell stuff that's farmable. If a new player can farm it, it's probably not worth much. And the good thing is that a new player generally just doesn't need that much plat. So I would tell them, hey, here's where you sell it. Teach them about undercutting, adjusting prices, and whatnot. But when you sell all of these and you make the 510 plat, make sure to always have 230 on you. And if you want more plat, come back to me, and I will sell you another trade for 230. So it becomes an issue of I get to make full sales, they get plat, they get something of value that sells somewhat quickly. Because let's see what the statistics are on this. Okay, it's all over the place, but I'm seeing 12 being sold. And a lot of this is like people reporting, so it's probably a little higher. I know when I sell, I basically, if somebody's like, hey, let me buy, I basically just cancel the sale. Like, just delete it. I don't mark it as complete. So it creates sort of this synergy where I sell stuff at a discount that's easier for me to upgrade and to farm. They get something of value. A new player will then get the experience of selling something that actually has innate value to it, resulting in a better trade experience. Because one of the biggest things that I've heard from the newer people in the clan, and it's part of the reason why we refined this into something that's easily doable, is a lot of people were put off with trading almost as much as modding. Think about how daunting modding was the first time you had to play. Trading People are comparing trading and learning how to trade with no direction, and the pain involved with it, trying to sell stuff for like 2-3 plat each time. They're comparing it to modding. Now, it's not as bad as modding, so to solve this issue, this is what we came up with. And obviously, it's a more experienced player thing, but you'll make plat. The new bro will make plat. They'll never have to coin or whatever it's called, swiping. They'll get their slot money. You'll get passive income. You'll just get to play. They'll get to sell something that sells quicker, so they'll get to play more. And they won't have to worry about slots. But anyway, this was just me sharing what my personal strategy is. It solves a lot of problems, and I get to make plat out of it. So I couldn't think of a better way to synergistically make this work. But this is the way that me and my clan and a lot of clan leaders in my alliance are solving this issue with training new players on the trading mechanics. Is literally you just have to stack the deck in their favor and give them something that they can then trade. And then you can use the opportunity, once they're not bothered with trading anymore, to teach them about like finding stuff that's worth farming, how to intrinsically find something that's worth farming. Like, you can then start the conversation, if you know what I'm saying. And that's probably more of like an older person's wheelhouse of like your filtering process, figuring out what sells, doing basic market research, and at least at a minimum, figuring out where to start looking is so many miles ahead of the game. If you can accelerate a new player from being bothered in trade chat to being comfortable trading, and now the issue is just doing it well, that is an entirely easier problem to solve for a clan leader if you're trying to help somebody out and teach them. So this is my personal solution to it. I even get to make a little bit of plat in the process, and I get to sell by volume, which isn't an issue for me. And eventually you just end up with competent traders in your clan, which is always a good thing, because there have been times I've needed something, like say I needed like a prime frame or something, and I've been able to call on clanmates to buy off of them, and sometimes they cut me a deal. So I get to buy stuff for less than market value. It's a super good deal. I'm not going to try to press them down on the price though, but sometimes they're generous enough. But hey, food for thought. I hope this helps the clan leads and alliance leads and more experienced players, especially if you're in a teaching alliance. Gets the volume up so it makes less priced mods, like say Sovereign Outcast. Sovereign Outcast has innate value because it's so much better than Gemini Cross. But I don't think I would sit in front of my trade station for 8 hours a day doing 32 trades of Sovereign Outcast because it's 14p. But I'd sell six trades of 6 easily in a day. I wouldn't even flinch at it. So you get your volume, they get something to sell that actually has value, and it makes the process of learning how to trade way better. And more importantly, it gets them out of trade chat. So thank you. I hope this helps. Have a blessed day, guys.